You know what, Eden? I take back every mean thing that I said about you. I misjudged you, Eden. You are the real MVP of Handmaid's Tale. Hey everyone, it's Sharona from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Handmaid's Tale Season 2, Episode 12, Postpartum. And I'm sad, y'all. I'm sad because I didn't realize that we only have one more episode together, and it's the season finale. Well, no, it's just the season finale next week, my bad. So I'm really sad because I love y'all. Y'all one of my favorite shows to review because I just love talking to you guys afterwards because y'all be having all the gems, all the theories, and I just love it, okay? And I'm gonna let y'all guys know, for some reason my body has decided that I'm back in high school and that I'm gonna go through puberty again. So we're gonna be doing some makeup free videos for the next couple of days because I have the zit on my lip that hurts so bad. If you ever want to lose weight, just get a zit on your lip because it makes it hard to open your mouth, pain, talking, everything. It just hurts. But I want to hurt for you guys because we gotta talk about this episode. So we saw at the end of the last week's Snorefest that June gave birth to the baby and that she put the little shots up in the air so somebody could come and find her. And so the episode opens up with Serena, a witch, with this little baby. And so she's holding the baby, and so we see that the baby got returned to the Waterfords. And also, it switches to Alfred or June, whichever name you want to call her. I'll probably switch in between this whole review. But we see that she's in the facility with Aunt Lydia, and she's been pumping, and she hasn't been producing her milk. The milk is very low. Everybody's very concerned about it, especially Aunt Lydia. But Serena seems to be the only one that's just like, I know it doesn't matter because, you know, she hates her guts. So Lydia tells June that basically everybody's trying to get her. She the new, she the hot commodity because she actually gave birth to a child and that she's had several offers. People are bribing her, and then she hands her like, hey, have a muffin, you deserve it. And she was like, I want a whole cake. And then she's like, girl, don't be prideful because you ain't gonna get nothing. And she was like, you know what, you right, let me go ahead and get this little muffin. So we see that Nick just appears out of nowhere. I wanted more of an explanation as to what happened. But yeah, so he's back and he's bringing in a picture into Fred's office, and he tells him like, hey, hang it up over there. They have this weird, awkward exchange, like talking about loyalty and stuff, whatever. You know, I appreciate your discretion. And it's just like, y'all so fake. He's so threatened by Nick, but whatever. So he has Nick hang the picture, and then we see that it's actually a picture of Serena and Fred holding Nick's baby. And he was just like, she's beautiful, isn't she? And I was like, Fred, you were so damn petty. But your pettiness, you gave a good line for this episode. And that's the line when, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna do it in the order of when he says the line. So, and we see that June is taken to a church. So Aunt Lydia is leading her to this church. And she's like, what are we doing here? What's going on? And so we see Fred, bitch ass, holding the baby. And so, you know, sometimes if the mother has a connection with the child, it can get her to produce milk more. And it instantly happens. At first, June was very resistant to it. She was like, no, I can't do this to myself. And then Fred shows her the baby. He tells her that they named the baby Nicole. And her... you know, the milk starts producing again instantly. And so they have the discussion that, you know, we're going to have to keep doing this every couple of months because just because it happened now and she's producing milk doesn't mean that this is going to be forever. And so Fred was like, no. June talking about, can I hold the baby? He like, nah, girl, you can't hold the baby. And so then they make the decision to actually let June come back into the house, and Serena, of course, is pissed as hell. She was like, you better tell me you didn't let her touch my baby. And I was just like, Serena, like, your petty level is just, you just too much. Like, I have no more sympathy left for you. And so he tells her, like, hey, I honor your wishes. She's not going to touch the baby. She's like, I don't want her nowhere near the baby. She just here to pump her milk, and that's it. And so that's basically what June is doing. And then it was so sad because like when she was pumping and then she hears the baby crying like kind of throughout the house, and she puts her head to the floor. I was just like, you know what, that has to be really hard. You know, first and foremost, you did this to make sure that you can be close to your daughter, but to be so close that you still can't even touch her or see her. And you see her as she, like, you know, she's walking past the baby's door. She kind of like listens as Serena is singing to her, holding her. And so it's really hard to actually see. But so Nick and June see each other, and he's like, hey, have you seen Eden? She's like, I don't know, I think they were having a sale at Old Navy. And I was like, I love June's like sarcasm sometimes, and they share a little smile and laugh. And so I'm like, ooh, where the hell Eden go? Because, you know, they had the conversation, June and Eden, when Eden was like, you want a baby to grow up in a household where two parents both love each other. And I was like, ooh, I think she finna run away with Isaac, y'all. And she did run away, but we gonna get to that a little bit later. So what I love is the scene that Nick and June have, and basically they're talking about their daughter, and they're talking about how their life would have been, like they would have ran off west, they would have named her after her mother. And I thought it was just so cute, as you know, you can see that the love is still so strong with the both of them, and you see that Nick is still concerned not only with how he's dealing with basically having this baby taken away from him, but how June is also handling this situation as well. And so we see an interesting scene with Fred and Serena. So Fred is like that little slut, like after everything we did for her, I was like, well, first of all, y'all only married her to him to be petty, so this is what y'all get. But when he was like, she's like, I will not have this, like, I don't even think that was a scene, actually, now that I think about it, whatever. When Fred was like, mother knows best to her, I was just like, you so petty. But like, that was so true, because y'all, that scene was, first of all, Serena, why are you trying to breastfeed this baby? So the baby been fussy the whole episode, crying, everything. So she tried to breastfeed her, and I was like, girl, you know you can't be doing that. And so the face of even the baby maid, she tried to suck it on her nipple, and then she look up at her like, bitch, you know you ain't got no milk. And then she's like, I'm so sorry. I was just like, that is definitely June's child, because that stank face that she gave her gave me all of my life, because I was cackling. So, we find out later in the episode that Emily has been placed with a new house. And this house is so weird. Even Aunt Lydia was looking like, I done seen some crazy stuff, but I don't know what's going on up in here. But they said that the guy whose house she's in, he's basically the architect of Gilead. Like, he came up with everything with how their economy and all that stuff is ran. And so we see all this artwork, we see all these books, and Emily just looking like, where the hell am I? Where did y'all send me? Like, I know everybody else refused me, but damn, this was the best y'all could do. And so we see later on in the episode how his wife like comes into her room, talking to her and talking about how this is not what I expected this to be. Like, I can't believe he did this, and I'm not supposed to be talking to you. And then he come and grab her, take her away. And then Emily and the dude had this weird random conversation. He kind of brings up that he knows everything about what she has done. And I just don't know how I feel about this. I don't trust him. I don't know if he's like going to be nice to Emily, or if he's gonna be like one of these weird like torture people. I just don't know. I'm not getting a good vibe, but I know you guys will let me know how you feel about him. But y'all, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about my friend Eden. And she my friend now. I know I didn't talk so much shit about Eden, how much I hated her, I can't stand her, how her voice was annoying to me. But Eden is a real MVP, y'all. So they take Eden. Okay, they take Eden, and then they eventually find Eden and Isaac together. And basically the scene between Nick and Eden, because Nick feels responsible for the position that Eden is in right now, and rightfully so, because he treated her like crap. She tried to be a good wife to him, tried to make things work. He just wasn't having it. So he was telling her, like, please just lie your way out of this. It's okay. Like, I forgive you. I'm sorry. This is partially my fault. And she was just like, no, it's okay. Like, I love him. I do not love you. I don't want to start a family with you. I love Isaac. That is who I want to be with, and I have to be honest with God about that and pray that he forgives me. And so we see that everyone has come to watch Isaac and Eden be executed. And can we talk about Fred, going into Fred telling Serena that mother knows best? Why are you bringing your baby to a little suicide? Like, not a suicide. Why are you bringing your kid to an execution? Like, those are not good parenting skills. Y'all can be like, hey guys, I think it's best that Nicole doesn't see, basically like one of her housemates being murdered. I don't think that's a good idea for the baby. But I don't know, that's just me. But yeah, so everybody's there. Everybody seems to be very bothered about what is about to happen. Once again, they ask them to just ask for forgiveness and just make everything okay. And then Eden has nothing to say. You see her mother screams out for her. And basically she starts quoting, I think it's Ephesians. I don't know, y'all. I think it's Ephesians though. But the love is patient, love is kind. And I'm just like, she is a G. Eden is a G. Okay. First we thought she was one of these little creepy children of Gilead. And we see that because her relationship with God is so important, she does not lie. She does not lie to save herself, to save Isaac. She goes out to the very last breath like, this my man, I love him. And I'm going to use the scripture against y'all to basically support that. And then they just throw them overboard. Everybody looking crazy. Like, Serena couldn't even look. June had to turn away. Nick just seems very bothered by everything that has happened. And so we see that this scene... at the end of the episode, we see that June is, I don't know, she was pumping, and she was going downstairs to put the bottles up, and then she sees Nick sitting at the table, and she puts her hand on his, and then he just kind of sits there, and he just walks away. Like, you can tell that this death has it really bothers Nick, because I really feel that he finds himself responsible for Eden being dead at this point. And so we see June go upstairs, and she hears Serena in the room with the baby. And she sees that Serena is crying. She asks Serena, like, are you okay? And you can tell that even Serena is shook by the death of Eden, because Eden was kind of like this. She was a very obedient young woman. She seemed that she really wanted to make everyone proud, including the Waterfords. And now we see that this could potentially be a fate that Nicole is kind of thrust into as she gets older. And I think it's just a reminder of how this idea that she had of this society is kind of gone to shit at this point, basically. And so we see that June asks her, like, hey, I can go get a bottle, because the baby starts crying. She's like, no, and she allows her to breastfeed her. But you know what, Serena, I don't care that you let June breastfeed her. You should have done it, because this was in the best interest of the child. But after this last couple episodes, I can't forgive you no more. I don't care what nice thing that you do going forward, what bad thing happens to you, deserve it, and you got it coming for you. But I saved the most craziest interaction for last. This whole interaction with Fred and June when they was in the kitchen, and then they were having this conversation, and he was talking about how he was still mad about Eden leaving, and how she was saying, well, I hope she's okay. And then he was like, so how was it meeting your daughter? And then she was like, it was good. And he was like, well, where were you hiding when we came looking for you? She said, I was in the attic. And he's like, so you heard what we said? And she was like, honestly, my heart was pounding so much, I couldn't hear anything. And then he says, well, he kind of just well, why did you hide, or, whatever. And she was just like, look, I just had my daughter taken away from me again. And I just wanted to spend a couple more moments with my child. And so he was like, well, I did this for you because you deserve it. And she was like, thank you. And then he was like, that's all I get. And then she was like, well, maybe we could play Scrabble sometimes. And then he was like, looking like he wanted some more, like he wanted the draws. I was like, sir, do you don't remember that you just raped this girl? You literally just raped her a couple of days ago? I just don't understand the nerve, the audacity. I can't stand Fred. I was just like, bruh, really? I just can't take it. But those are my thoughts on episode 12, postpartum. I can't believe we only have one more episode to go. And did y'all look at the scenes for next week? It looked like Fred had Serena arrested. I don't know what's going on, but I I don't even know what to think, what's going to happen in the season finale. I'm just going to like cross my fingers that it's like a super good finale and it's enough to keep us holding on until the next season comes out. But as always, my name is Sharona from Pay Your Weight, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.